16 this morning. Let's get back over to Jed in the Bob Mills Weather Center. Jed, it's a good day to make sure you have that weather app downloaded.
Yes, need the app, definitely. Today's day to stay weather aware. We don't have a lot of these days, but today will be one of those days. It's going to be a moderate risk day today, which you don't typically see those in June, although our severe weather season runs from a kind of a bracketed period between March 15th to June 15th. That's when we typically think the majority of our severe weather is going to happen. Not to say that it won't happen after that point, but that's typically when we're really most at guard as far as the threat for that larger hail, the stronger winds, and even that threat for tornadoes. Right now, though, things are quiet across Oklahoma. Not a whole lot going on right now. There are some showers up across southwest Kansas. That's really about it right now. But for now, conditions are good. They're quiet. But as we go toward late today, starting about 4 o'clock out in the Texas Panhandle, through about to midnight, those storms will develop, and they really will kick in across west Oklahoma. They'll develop and move across western into central Oklahoma before I think those storms will have a chance to weaken some, moving over into east Oklahoma, where that threat will really come down. But if you're inside of this area shaded in orange, which does include Woodward, Buffalo, Cherokee, Enid, Taloga, Clinton, down toward Hobart, Altus, Lawton, Chickasha, Ardmore, Atoka, Ada, and Oklahoma City. That does include Seminole and Shawnee. Stay weather aware today because the threat for tornadoes will be possible, especially here in west Oklahoma. When those storms kick in, they'll have a chance to still rotate as they get close to the metro. So kind of throwing the threat a little higher here, taking us into the evening hours today. As with the hail, largest hail I think will be out west into southern Oklahoma. That's where the threat will be at its highest. That's where the instability will be at its highest. So some baseball-sized hail possible there. And may see some isolated gusts, especially where the large hail is. Maybe see some isolated gusts in your 80. But most of the winds will probably be between 65 and 70 as they shift over into central and eastern parts of Oklahoma before weakening. So we'll continue to monitor that here. 71. Northeast winds at 3 as we start the day. Look for really a lot of sun. Looks like a pretty nice day today in Oklahoma City. Bright sunshine through the day. A few clouds build at 4 o'clock, but it should stay dry between 8 and 4 o'clock today. So if you get out and cut the yard, got to be out doing any activities. Hey, much of the day for Oklahoma City really looks good. We'll see storm chance, though. Those do go up starting about just after 6 o'clock. Go to 7, 8 o'clock. Storm chances kick in. Those will go up to about 80%, going between 8 and 10 o'clock, and those will start going down as the storms move east. Things will wind down, and really much of tomorrow looks dry, even into early Saturday looking dry as well. Let's check the temps right now. They range some 50s, 60s, and some 70s in spots. Oklahoma City and Durant right now in the 70s. We'll heat it up today. Again, got those 80s and some 90s on the way. Mid-90s down around the Altus area. And also, you'll start to notice that humidity kicking in, so there'll be some heat indexes here across parts of western and southwest Oklahoma with that higher humidity. Again, I want to mention that hail is going to be very large in some of those storms. Western into southwest Oklahoma, some baseball-sized hail there. And again, the threat for some very strong winds will also kick in. May see some gusts up to near 80 in some isolated areas. So storms will develop in the Panhandle, parts of far west northwest Oklahoma late afternoon and evening. Those will start moving into the central part of the state. These storms should move pretty quickly. They're not going to just sit like they've done here in the last week. These are going to move pretty fast, so they'll be in the Oklahoma City area by this evening. Before moving out after midnight, those storms will be shifting off to the east, and they'll be coming to an end there. So temperatures tonight dropping off 60s, and we'll warm it back up. Should be climbing back up in the 80s. May see a spot or two up near 90 here coming up for your Friday. Here's a quick check on your futurecast as it shows those storms developing in the Panhandle here at 4 o'clock. They'll be in the Oklahoma City area about 8 o'clock this evening. You can see those storms moving across, and then by overnight tonight, they're off to our east, and much of your Friday right now looks dry. So you've got plans tomorrow. You're in great shape. Let's check out the Father's Day weekend. We'll track some storms. Those kick in late Saturday. See those there. Those will move across, and those will shift off to the east. And right now, your Sunday is in great shape for Dad's Day. There's your temperatures. Got some 80s on the way, near 90 on Saturday, back in the 80s on Sunday. 80s and 90s, that'll be the story take us into next week. Good weather there for Father's Day, and then we'll look at our forecast into next Wednesday. Should see the first day of summer hot, up near 90.